Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. You are with Nomads Without Limits.
This is how it feels when you living that good life. I'm just living that good life. I'm just living that good life. I'm just living that good life.
Today I have Miss Judy Lim.
Yeah.
Judy Lim. And I think this woman is amazing. We connected on Facebook and I found out that she's a scuba diver, and she's one of the people that has motivated me to become scuba certified. So I want to thank you for that motivation. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you live? How old are you? And what do you enjoy doing? What's your passion?
Okay, so I'm based in Malaysia, born and bred in Malaysia. And I stay in the capital city of Malaysia itself, which is Kuala Lumpur. And my passion right now is scuba diving. And I think it will be a passion for a long time. I plan to dive well into my 70s, as long as I can.
Got it. How did you become so fond of so in love with scuba diving?
Actually, that's quite an interesting thing. I did it because I was actually terrified of the ocean. And I did it so that I could see what was underneath the waves. And why was I so scared? Why am I so scared of all these things that are living in the ocean? And the thing is this, I took my first breath underwater and I was hooked. Hook, line, and sinker. And I was like, oh my God, where has this been my whole life? And I was like, okay, can I do this forever? I was like, okay, let's do it. And it started me on my journey. And I've only been diving since 2019. So not that long.
Okay.
But 2019 till now, I have just certified as an instructor. So it's definitely more than a passion now.
Well, congratulations on your new dive certification to become an instructor.
Thank you.
Man, I cannot wait to come to Malaysia, because I still hear your voice saying, come to Malaysia and I will take you scuba diving to the best sites. So I'm going to take you up on your offer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many dives do you have to have before become certified or an instructor?
For an instructor, you need to have, I think, at least 100 dives. So it's not like a lot of dives, but to truly be a good instructor, it's not just how many dives you do, it's how many actual training dives that you do that will help you become experienced. Because if you just dive like a leisure diver and you don't learn anything or you don't come up with new inspirations of what happened and, oh, I could have done this better and all that, you're not going to learn. And you need to dive in different locations. I've dived in the ocean. I've dived in Malaysian lakes, which is very unusual. Also, so we're going diving everywhere that we can. So we don't limit ourselves.
Okay. So what are some of the creatures you've experienced up close?
Oh, so many. My favorite so far has been an eagle ray, because they're quite rare to find in Malaysian waters. Depending on the site you go, I've only seen one. And the most magical one, though, was finding a guitar shark.
Guitar shark.
It's a guitar shark. It's shaped like a guitar. It's a shark. And it was a mommy shark, and it had 3 babies. I was like, oh my God.
Wow. But they're not aggressive?
Oh, no. It was big. It was about 3 meters. But she was very docile, and she just hung around the bottom for a while and then let us come up a bit close. And then she was like, okay, kids, let's go. And she left.
Wow, I love it. Now, what's your plan now that you become an instructor? What's your plan? What do you see? Where are you heading to next?
Well, for the time being, still work in the corporate, world for the time being. But the plan is, when I do want to retire, is to retire somewhere nice and warm on an island somewhere and just teach diving, or travel the world, teach diving. Why not? It's something that will enable you to do all these things and earn a living as well as have a lot of fun and just have the lifestyle that I want to have. And that's the whole point of it.
Okay, well, how's Malaysia? What's it like living in Malaysia?
Malaysia is good. I mean, it's not warm, it's hot.
Okay.
Throughout the whole year, but it rains a lot as well. So you have like a perpetual summer in that sense. Living is cheap here if you earn enough, but depending on where you are. If you're in the city, it's a little bit more expensive. But if you're on an island or in a small town, you don't need a lot to survive on. So that's the plan as well.
Okay, are
Go
there
live
more
on-
Americans in the city and that's why it's more expensive?
No. It's nothing to do with that. It's just, in the city is always going to be, because it's a hub of commerce. It's the center of activity. So everything's going on there. So like housing prices, jobs and everything, all these things, they drive up the prices. So that's why. But in small towns or on the island, life is easy, life is simple, time is slow there. You can wake up in the morning and then it's almost lunchtime. Actually, it's not. It's only 10 o'clock. And you're like, hang on a second. It feels like it's been like that much longer, but it's not. And you're like, oh, okay, I got so much more time.
Wow. So I need to consider retirement there then.
Why not?
The food is good.
Oh,
laid
yeah.
back.
Oh, don't talk about food. Okay, we are big on food. We Malaysians in general, we have a saying, not saying per se, but we're saying it doesn't matter where you're located. You can be in some hole in the ground somewhere, but if your food is good, people will find you. We live to eat.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So is the food really spicy or is it sweet? How is it?
Depending on where you go, but in general, there's a lot of spice. But spice doesn't always mean it's hot. It just means there's a lot of flavor to it. So it's different in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about the culture there? Are there a lot of influences coming in from other countries?
Yes, a lot. We pick up a lot of American culture, Japanese culture, Korean culture. Just wherever,
Okay.
So we are open for this kind of things, but at the same time, we also, a lot of us try to be as Malaysian as possible as well.
Got it. How's the government? Is it pretty stable?
So far.
So far, when's your next election?
Soon, I think. This year or next year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long is the president in office? 4 years, 5 years?
Our prime minister is 5 years.
5 years.
It's supposed to be 5 years or something like that. Or if the next election happens earlier than that and, they lose, then he has to get out.
Got it. Now, what about traveling solo? Would you recommend solo travel for women?
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Do you?
Mm.
And English is spoken throughout the island?
Yes, maybe not the best English, but it's sufficient for people to understand you and you to understand them.
Okay.
So it's good to pick up a few small words of Malay, which is the official language. So if you can, pick up some, but it's very easy to learn, super easy to learn.
How do you say hello in Malay?
We just say hi.
Just say hi.
Okay, no, if you want to say welcome in Malay, we say selamat datang.
Selamat datang. Selamat
Datang.
datang.
Yeah.
Selamat datang.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy, right?
Got it. Selamat datang. All right.
That's it.
I'm gonna practice on you, okay?
Yeah.
Now, what about religions? What's like the main religion, or how many religions do you have?
The main religion is Islam.
Okay.
We're not an Islamic country, but it is the main religion. So we still have, people of all different faiths. You have the Christians, you have the Buddhists, you have all the Punjabis and various faiths that we have here. So in that sense, we're quite open to other faiths.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. So there's a lot of diversity there.
Yeah.
Okay, so affordable, food is good, the scuba is good,
Oh, yes.
a lot of diversity. You can
Mm.
speak English there and be understood.
Mm.
And so it seems like the perfect place to be.
It is. It is.
What's the one thing that would give most people fear? Because I'm thinking you guys have typhoons, you have hurricanes. No?
We somehow typhoons misses, hurricanes misses. We have the odd, like a lot of like wind happening, but that's really rare, really, really rare. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have volcanoes. All of that seems to have missed us.
Wow.
We have Indonesia having earthquakes. We might feel a small tremor.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. How bad is the rainy season?
Oh, it can be bad, but it's not like every time bad. So it depends.
Okay. Because now that I'm thinking about it, I never hear anything bad coming out of Malaysia. No bad news.
Oh, we do have bad news, but
You do
it's
have
not.
bad news?
Yeah, we had in December last year, the monsoon was a little bit bad. So there was one time where it rained so much, there was so much flooding, which nobody expected. So that happened.
Okay.
And then not recently, think about a month and a half ago, it was another one, but this is it's rare. It doesn't happen often.
Okay. So when's the best time to visit?
If you want to talk about scuba diving,
Yes,
it's March to November for the East Coast. If you're talking about Sabah, Sipadan, that 1 year round is fine.
Okay. All right. Because when I come there, I want to experience the island life too, that you were talking about before.
Okay.
I want to experience it. I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and the people there it seems so laid back, so relaxed, and not a care in the world.
Yeah. And this one ties back to what I was saying earlier about you think it's already like nearly lunchtime, and it's not, because you're so laid back that time kind of stretches so much you don't realize it. It feels elastic, and you're like, oh, the day's hardly begun.
Got it. All right, we're about to wrap up. So let me know, what advice would you offer someone that's wants to scuba dive, but they're afraid to? There may be some women out there that's thinking, I can't do that. What advice would you give them?
Most important thing is to try. The second thing is to find an instructor who is able to understand what you're going through and who can lead you through anything and everything that you are worried about, and be patient with everything, and they will be able to help you go through it. Because trust me, once you look at the underwater world and you see what's there, and you understand what's happening in our world, in our oceans, you really want to continue doing it. It's really amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you, ma'am. And hopefully we can inspire someone to say, you know what, let me do this. Let me finally get off the sofa and make it happen. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your inspiration.
Well, thanks for having me, Jay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Living that good life. I'm just living that good life. Good life.